ready?
Yep.
Basically, Bobby Babb came out of his bad streak and blew the field away last Saturday night, but the interesting race was for second and seeing Jackie Russell on the outside for 20, 25 laps or so. Definitely elated him and the crew, and I hope gave them the confidence to do something big tonight. But he's going to have a lot of competition in the name of 54, 29, and the rest of the field. Let's see what happens in the qualifier. Off the top of turn number 4, green flag is out and NASCAR night is underway. Shooting off of turn number 2, Ricky Fournette makes the pass down the backstretch. Russell tries back at him down low. Fournette sideways off of turn number 4. Speaking of sideways, further on backfield, and 83 Steve Carrier get mixed up. Same thing with David Oliver, Lewis Fortin, and Kurt Gary. No caution flag as of yet. 54, 10, 29, run away with it down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3, it's Fournette up on top, 10 of Russell in second spot. Everybody continues with the exception of David Oliver. Whoa, trouble. Fournette and Lewis Fortin get involved. Rich Eaton hits the wall in turn number 1. We got problems. Caution flag is out. Tough break to start the night off multiple times around the racetrack. All started in turn number 3. Ricky Fournette and Jackie Russell made a little contact. Drivers strung together. 4 top 3 runs to open the season up. Let's see what he can do now from 4th spot. Green flag is out. 54, Rick Fournette down the back straightaway. Opens up the nice advantage side by side for second. Trevor Sanborn goes downstairs on Jackie Russell. Ryan Shepard's right there. David Oliver rejoins the field. 3 laps complete. Russell losing time on the high side is now 17. Ryan Shepard takes the bottom groove away. Down the backstretch they go. Shepard has a fast race car, maybe even faster than a 29, but for the moment will sit behind the American Iron and Metal sponsored 29 as they go back into turn number 1. Shepard waiting for the race to come to him, being patient. 29 gets a little bit out of the way in turn number 2 that last time. Drifted up a half a groove, not enough for Shepard to take it away as they continue to battle for the second spot back across the start-finish line. Lewis Fortin in the number 30 continues to have problems. Everybody tries to get around him on the backstretch as Ricky Fournette has opened up a nice advantage. 54 shows the way by about a second and a half as they come off of turn number 4. Trevor Sanborn, just 16 years of age, his second year of competition in the Pro Series. Rides all alone in second. Ryan Shepard now down on the inside. He'll go for third into turn number 3. Shepard and Russell side by side. Mike Field right there in the 83 of Steve Carrier trying to move up. Carrier in the number 83 looks to the top side of Mike Field that time in turn number 1. Got a little out of shape, cost him a lot of ground. A lot of momentum he tries to rebuild in turn number 3 as he goes to the top side of Mike Field one more time. 83 Steve Carrier, multi-time feature winner year in, year out, has struggled a little bit this season, has not been as consistent as he has been the past couple of years, still without a win, and only 3 top 5 finishes on the number 83 this year. Carrier's been right there, but has not had a lot of breaks go his way. And the A&G tire ride rolls in the number 6 spot right now. Meanwhile, further on up in the pack, 17, Ryan Shepard stalks Trevor Sanborn. 29 and 17, single file as they come to the stripe this time. 10 down, 2 to go. Shepard looks to the outside. The Saco Brick Company number 17 goes to the top side of the 29. As they come off of turn number 2, Shepard gets a run down the backstretch. Ryan Shepard pulls up not quite even, but Sanborn still has about a half car length on him as they come to the white flag this time. White flag out. Final time off of turn number 2. Trevor Sanborn shakes off Ryan Shepard for the moment. Down the backstretch they go. Shepard's going to go to the inside in turn number 3. Sanborn will shut him down as Ricky Fournette will win this one. Second spot will be Trevor Sanborn. Shepard gets third, followed by Jackie Russell, Mike Field, Steve Carrier, Kurt Gary, David Oliver, Rich Eaton round out your running order. Number 8 starts next, the A-Train of Alan Tardif. To the outside, current point leader, number 9 is Bob Bilodeau. And the 0-2 rounds out the running order. That's Dwayne Barron out of Milton, New Hampshire. Field set for the start this time in turn number 4. Brocky Gary and Billy Rogers bring him up to speed. Green flag is out, and the second qualifier for the Pro Series is underway. Shooting off a turn number 2 down the back straightaway. 44, Brocky Gary jumps out in front. Billy Rogers back to second. Dan McKeag to third, and now Bab will fall back in behind Jay Sands for 5th. Single file all the way around the racetrack. Gary in the 44, so close to victory many times this year. Gary with a couple of runner-up finishes, definitely his best season in the 44 is 2004. The C.A. Rice sponsored number 44, your leader off the corner. It's all about dealerships here in the top 2 as the Bill Dodge 53 of Billy Rogers rides in second. Rogers, one of the few Beech Ridge drivers actually doubling it up this weekend. He'll be running the Oxford 250 tomorrow night. A couple of the other drivers doing that big race will be Alan Tardif in a different car and Jay Sands in the team car in the 36, but the Sands stable has a couple of automobiles. Their short track or their short run car is the one you see on the racetrack tonight, the ones they save up for the long races and for the races basically when Jay Sands was known as an outlaw, where he would go from track to track racing where there was a big purse and not concentrate on points. That's the car they'll use tomorrow night at Oxford. But Sands this year running as a point racer and doing very well at that in the top 5 in the point standing solidly, and runs 4th in the qualifier, halfway down this time, 6 down, 6 to go. It's all Brocky Gary off of turn number 4. Brocky continues to lead it while his father-in-law, Bob Bilodeau, continues to struggle here in the qualifier. You see him swing wide a little bit off of turn number 2. Bilodeau, the current point leader, 2-time winner this season. Number 9, slow on the racetrack, although, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be slow in the feature race. You take a driver like Bob Bilodeau, who, given the handicap system of the Pro Series and all the divisions here at Beech Ridge, Bob knows that he's not going to pass all those race cars in 12 laps, so he might as well save his race car for the big 40-lapper later on tonight, because no matter what he does, he's probably going to start towards the back anyway. So Bob probably conserving for the feature race, not necessarily sandbagging, but just conserving right now. The number 9, the better living machine, Bob Bilodeau in his final year of racing. Of course, he said that more times than Ozzy Osbourne said he's not going to do concerts anymore. It's been about 4 or 5 times, but Bob seems pretty serious this year. Wouldn't it be a great way to finish off your racing career with a championship? Bob is about 7 or 8 points on top of Alan Tardif in the championship standings. And the number 9 continues to lurk further on back in the pack. Meanwhile, good battle on the racetrack for third. Let's watch this one. Dan McKeag and the Naughty Fawny all over Jay Sands, or Sands all over McKeag, with Bob Bilodeau over both of them. Or rather, Bobby Babb all over both of them. White flag out, 1 lap to go. The McGoldrick brothers, sponsored number 4, goes to the top side of the 36. Jay Sands wants Dan McKeag, but he has to be concerned about Bobby Babb. Final time down the backstretch, checkered flag out this time. Easy win for Brocky Gary. Flag to flag for the 44. Billy Rogers gets second, followed by the 40 of Dan McKeag. Jay Sands in the 36, the 4 of Babb, followed by Alan Tardif, 77 of J.R. Burrill, number 9 of Bob Bilodeau, and the number 02 of Dwayne Barron. And Randy Bernier coming off his second win in a row last Saturday night will start at the back of the pack. Paul True in the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway pace car will duck onto pit road this time. Here they come off of turn number 4, Lightning Bugs. We'll get the green flag and we are underway. 48 of Ron Linger goes down to the inside of Bill Nye. 24 of Brian Bollier. Yeah, Linger has become a Bollier sandwich. He's right between the two of them. 48, here comes 24 to the high side as they work their way through turns number 3 and 4. 67, Bollier up on top. Actually, Brian Bollier no longer the point leader in this division. Randy Bernier took it over a week ago. 18 is up on top by a good 40 points over Brian Bollier. That's the 24, Brian M. Bob Diffin rides in 3rd and Ron Linger in 4th with the other Brian Bollier in 5th. Here we come off of turn number 4, side-by-side battle for the lead. It's Brian Bollier versus Brian Bollier. 67 hangs it down to the inside, not quite enough, and Brian Bollier, Brian M, leads it off of turn number 2. Bolia, who watched the race last Saturday night, had some problems in qualifying, or not even in qualifying, in practice last Saturday afternoon, had to watch the race, and that's the most frustrating thing for a racer to do. Watch a race, your race car's on the hauler, you're sitting in the backstretch pits, and you're watching your competitors go around and gain points on you. Brian Boyle lost the point lead last week, wants to get it back. But in a division with as many cars as we have here, it's hard to make up, a 46-point deficit, which is kind of where it is right now. So 24, Brian Bolia, that's Brian M. 24 leads it down the backstretch. Side by side for second, Ron Linger on the top side of the 67. Another Brian Bolia. Ron Linger's been a consistent top 5 competitor, but in this division, how can you not be? 67 will lead that charge right to the start-finish line. In second, it's Bolia. Well, in first and second, Bolia. Randy Bernier, who was so close to victory so many times in the first half of the season, has really broken out in the past couple of weeks. Bernier, 2 straight feature wins, goes to the low side of the 48, now will swing up high on the 67 of Brian Bolia. Get Randy Bernier. The CW Designs, number 18, went low on the 48 that last time, now up on the top side of the 67 as they go down the backstretch. That's the battle for second. Meanwhile, it's all Brian M. Honda leading this one, the Claire Sacco Honda 24, but back to the battle for second, 18. Still up on top of the 67, Brian Bolia does not want to lose the second position. Certainly an understatement, but it's true. 67-18, no driver wants to lose any position, but Bolia's really fighting on the inside to maintain that advantage. Here they come off of turn number 4 one more time. Bolia will lead this one by about a half car length back into turn number 1. 67, Brian Bolia does not have the advantage anymore. He may have the inside preferred line, but Randy Bernier on the top side will squeeze it out back into turn number 1. Bernier has the horsepower down the straightaways, but lost a little ground in turn number 1. He bobbled a little bit, gets it back, swings on the outside, and powers down the backstretch. Randy Bernier in sole possession of second spot. Back up to the leader. Brian Bolia trying to get that championship this season. Was the leader up until last week, but once again, 1 week missing in the lightning bugs, or missing 1 week in the lightning bugs, it's just very, just not a good idea, first of all. Especially when you doesn't matter. I mean, he's still, well, it's one thing if you run 1 lap in the lightning bugs, you're still credited with, like, what, 6th place? That's okay. You don't lose that many points, but boy, he couldn't even race the qualifying race, couldn't race the feature race. So he received no points last Saturday night. So he lost so much ground to Randy Bernier. Bernier actually passed him as the winner, and now what Brian Bolia has to do is hope that Randy Bernier has sort of the same luck that he had. I mean, Bernier could make 1 lap and he could have a horrible race car and then, pull it into the pits, but he would still be credited with, a top 6 run. And when you're trying to, chase points and when feature points go back, in intervals of 2, that's hard to make up. Brian Bolia has really dug himself a hole. The only thing he knows how to do, or the only way he's going to get a championship, is doing what he's doing right now, just pulling away from the field and running as strong as he can. 24 leads this one off of turn number 4. That's basically what he has to do all season long, is just get out in front and run away from the field. He cannot finish second. 5 laps to go this time. 24, 18, 67. Good battle for the last position. Let's watch this one. Turn number 2, you have Ron Linger in the 0-1 of Bill Nye. Bill Nye's the racing guy. He closes in on Linger. Nye's been at this lightning bug business for about 3 years now. A former Thursday Thunder competitor has stepped up the past couple of years and has been getting better. And he is it's one thing to sort of say he's a top 5 car right now, because you couldn't, like I said before, couldn't help but be a top 5 car. But back when the lightning bugs had a much larger field, he was a solid top 5 car. And 0-1 has been really working on the handling this year and a lot smoother than he's been the past couple of years, and I think he's just a little down on horsepower right now, but look for Bill Nye, once he figures out the horsepower, to be a contender for a win here before too long. He goes to the inside of Ron Linger, now tries the top side down the back straightaway. Your leader continues to be Brian Bolia, laps winding down off of turn number 2. The New England Dodge Dealers presenting the 150-lap race for the Featherlite Modified Series tonight. 30 modifieds screaming around the racetrack tonight. I can't wait. Like a lot of you, I look forward to this race all season long. You think back to when, Beech Ridge had a regular modified division years ago, and they had 20 some odd cars, and back when it was on, clay or dirt or whatever you want to call it, and they raced for a few years on the asphalt as well, and it's just kind of a throwback too for a lot of people who have been here for years and years, whether as a fan or a competitor. It's great to see the modified series come here every single year for a stop. It's like Christmas in July. These modified competitors really love being here as well. 24, Brian Bollier basically pushes his car to victory. No contest for him. 24 wins this one. 18 of Randy Bernier in second spot, followed by the other Brian Bollier. Oh, yeah, here comes fourth. No, Bill Nye gets, Bill Nye received fourth as the 48 of Ron Linker must have fallen out there.
Brian, congratulations and welcome to Pepsi Victory Lane.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Better circumstances this week compared to last week, I take it?
Very, very. We missed last week under some difficult situations, off-track injuries, but it feels good to be here. It's actually the first time here in 3 wins, so it's definitely a long time coming for us. I've got great people back there in the pits. My brother, my father, they're here every week. My cousin Adam, Dana. Special thanks to Ron Smith and Ray Letelier and Kendra. They're big influences on me being out here. And my mother and my grandmother, I love you both very much. They're here every week. I got good people around me. That's it.
Congratulations, we've got a great sponsorship here tonight, the New England Dodge dealer, and Greg is here with the first place trophy presentation.
Brian, on behalf of Lee Dodge in Westbrook and the New England Dodge dealers, I'd like to present you with this trophy, and congratulations on a third win. And I got to tell you, I mean, I'm not a great driver, but I probably would have come in 6th place this evening. But I want to present you with the trophy and a hat and T-shirt on behalf of New England Dodge dealers.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. It means a lot.
Ladies and gentlemen, your feature winner, Brian Bollier.
All right, thanks a lot, Dave. Autograph session happening now in turn number 1, the stars of the Featherlite Modified Series. So one correction, actually, the number 18, Robert Williams, behind the wheel of that truck tonight. Pace car set to duck on pit road. Here we go. 20 laps to distance for the truck series. Charlie Small on the point to the outside, Bruce Perry. Ray Letelier, Wright Pearson, Mike Rowe, your top 5. Those drivers and the rest of the field get the green flag. Trucks are underway. Perry in the 0 swings to the high side, down the back straightaway, powers to the lead. Bruce Perry, your leader. Wright Pearson comes to second. Charlie Small slow on the inside. Here comes Ray Letelier up on top. 3 wide, further on back. Here comes number 4, Mike Rowe down low. They'll drag it back to the start-finish line and bump back into turn number 1. 4 of Mike Rowe and Robert Williams and the number 18 down the back straightaway. Further on back in the pack is now Williams. Slingshots to the high side of the 21. He'll move up. Contact between sends the 18 around, but Williams hangs on to it back up in front. Bruce Perry has a mirror full of Wright Pearson, and here comes Ray Letelier to the outside. Cole Watson down the back straightaway. Watson is closed in on the top 3. In the past 3 seasons, Watson has put together 30-plus wins in this division. He is the king. Up on top of Wright Pearson for third, back into turn number 1. Bruce Perry down low. Ray Letelier still chasing that first NASCAR night win. Down the backstretch, it could come tonight. 24 up on top of the 0, cannot clear him in turn number 3. But Letelier keeps the hammer down and off of turn number 4. They will drag it back into turn number 1. Letelier should clear him this time. Ray cannot do it. The current leader in the Rookie of the Year standings down the backstretch finally gets around the number 0, and Letelier will clear the 0 in turn number 3. Perry back to a battle side-by-side for second over Cole Watson. Watson now over him off of turn number 4, 45 to second in turn number 1. Bruce Perry rides in third. Wright Pearson still riding the high side, but look at now Robert Williams. Williams, the former Thursday Thunder champion, stepping up into NASCAR night here in just his second week. His second night of racing happening as you're seeing it right now tonight, and Williams showing that he does belong in this series. Williams in the 18 to the inside of last week's feature winner, Steve Coffin, as they work their way off of turn number 2. Back up to the battle for the lead. Here comes Cole Watson, swinging to the top side of the number 24, Ray Letelier. Cole Watson up on top, swinging up on turn number 4. Letelier will lead it back into turn number 1. You heard in Brian Bowyer's victory lane speech that it was Ray Letelier, a big part of his victory. One hand washes the other, and I'm sure Brian would have a hand in the 24's victory tonight, or at least his good run. They go side by side up at turn number 4. It's Cole Watson nipping him into turn number 1 by about a half truck length. 45 and 24 stage it side by side down the backstretch. Watson up on top by a half truck, but here comes Letelier. They will lean on each other through turns number 3 and 4. Letelier gets it. Or does he? Now Watson gets him back in turn number 1. Chevy fans, you have someone to root for. Who likes Ford? You have someone to root for too. 24, 45, and Wright Pearson with a bird's eye view of the battle. Turn number 4. Ray Letelier down low will pick up the advantage by about a foot of the line. 20 of Wright Pearson still right there. Good battle for 4th further on back too as Bruce Perry and the number 18 of Robert Williams mix it up. Wally Henderson right there, the number 52 as well. The DNK Select Used Cars machine tries to move up as Cole Watson still stays up on top of the 24 of Ray Letelier. Cole Watson, already a 7-time winner tonight, has his hands full with the current leader in the Rookie of the Year standings. Letelier, a hard charger in Thursday Thunder. For those of you not familiar with Thursday Thunder, it's our series designed to bring drivers into the NASCAR night. A series, whether it be a truck or a Wildcat or any division that we have, and also designed to give anybody a shot at racing at an affordable price. Letelier moved into the number 24 about 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, and was strong each and every year. Graduated, because we have the 4-year limit with Thursday Thunder, graduated from Thursday Thunder, has moved up and shown that he belongs here in the NASCAR Night Series. On the inside of Cole Watson, and now fighting off King Cole down the backstretch. Letelier has continued to impress and has gotten better. His 5th place runs turned into 4th place runs and has been in the top 3 here a couple of times as well. And now Letelier challenging for his first win. Ray Letelier in the number 24. It could be all 24s tonight. And if the Sports Series comes up next, Marty Adams has to like that. He's the 24 in that division. Side by side for second, Cole Watson was once challenging for the win, but now he's challenging for second. Here comes Wright Pearson on the inside. The J&M Auto Sales number 20 moves down low, goes door to door with a 45 of Cole Watson for second spot. But Watson still strong on the high side. That last time, 5 laps to go. Magic number now 4 for the 24. Letelier has to fight out the best to win this one. Ray Letelier just a tick faster than the rest of the field. Down the back straightaway. 24 shows the way by about a truck length and a half. Make that 2 as they enter turn number 3, but Cole Watson and Wright Pearson are still right there. One little miss by Ray Letelier, and he's back to 3rd. Letelier has to hit his marks over the final 3 laps and keep an eye in the rearview mirror. Right now he likes what he sees. The drivers he is beating battling side by side. That allows him to run the groove he wants to. If he wants to run high, he runs high. If he wants to run low, which is where he's been comfortable, he runs down low. Cole Watson setting him up for a late race charge. Went to the high side of Pearson that last time down the back straightaway. Now this time up on top of the 20, he goes after the 24. White flag out, 1 lap to go. Here comes Cole Watson on the high side. White flag out. Who is it gonna be? 19 laps into this one, we still have no clue. Letelier, final time down the backstretch. 1/2 lap away from his first NASCAR night victory. Watson will try to the top side one last time. Does he have enough? This one, for all the marbles, checkered flag out, is gonna be Ray Letelier. And you know that he knows it. Pumping his fist across the start-finish line.
Ray, congratulations and welcome to Pepsi Victory Lane for the first time in 2004.
Thank you very much.
Nice clean run there, holding off the big King Cole and the 20 around the rearview mirror.
Anytime you can hold him off, you've done your job, I guess.
And I'm sure you've got a whole bunch of people in the pits you'd like to thank, as well as your sponsors that help you each night.
How much time we got?
I'll give you 30 seconds.
All right. I got to thank Frank Galo Chevrolet, Druid Construction, Gaddy Auto Glass, Champion Auto, Don't Shake Jake, Ron Smith Racing Engines. I got to give a special thanks to Ron.
Okay. Nice job in picking up your first feature win. The New England Dodge dealers are tonight's sponsor, and we've got the first place trophy presentation for you.
Ray, congratulations on your first NASCAR night win. Just want to say congrats. Excellent run out there tonight. Excellent job.
I'd also like to thank Kendra Edwin, my 3 children, Ray Jr., Jeff, and Jessica. Richard Benway. I keep my truck on 112 at his place. Everybody thinks it's my house, but it's not his. Geez, I don't know.
Now it's time to go back and celebrate with the gang.
Absolutely. If I make it back here again, I'll remember everybody else.
All right, your truck feature winner, ladies and gentlemen, Ray L'Italier, your winner.
All right, thanks a lot, Dave. Wildcats next.
$30 laps of distance for your Wildcat feature event. The official pace car from Forest City Chevrolet ducks to the infield pit road. Bill Mason Jr., Steve Benacasa in turn number 4, green flag in, we're racing. Trouble right on the front stretch, several drivers involved. The number 53, Scott Berry, out of shape out of turn number 4. That will bring out a caution to number 5. Went for a wild ride, this is number 5 of Troy Graffam. Troy Graffam been involved in tough luck the last couple of weeks in the number 5 Wildcat. Russell Morse, Nate Varney, Jason Webster, Russ Thiswood, and Bob Holly round out the rest of the running order in this Wildcat 30-lap main event. At turn number 4, Bill Mason Jr. in the field. Show 'em green, we're back to racing. Mason Jr. and Steve Benacasa take the field of Wildcats into turns 1 and 2. They'll continue the race down the backstretch into turn number 3. Side by side from first top 6 positions as Benacasa has a slight advantage out of turn number 4. Almost 3 wide across the stripe into turn number 1. Rich Randall looking for some racing room to the low side in the number 90 as Nate Varney gets a little loose in the number 33 to the low side of turn number 1. Steve Benacasa takes over the lead in turn 3. Benacasa out of turn number 4. Your race leader now will go 3 wide into turn number 1. Rich Randall, Bill Mason Jr. and David Wilds go 3 wide into turn number 2. They'll continue it down the backstretch. The 90 of Rich Randall takes over the 2nd place position. David Wilds now up to the 3rd place position. Sideways goes the 37 in turn number 4. Battling the wheel in turn number 1 goes Bill Mason Jr. Bobby Nadeau now working around the number 47 of Brian Coswell down the backstretch in the number 35, looking for the 4th place position. He'll battle with Coswell side by side in turns 3 and 4. Coswell exchanges some paint in turns number 4. As your 2nd place in points, looking for a top 4 run in the number 35. Your point leader on the back bumper of Coswell in turn number 2. That's Nate Levin in the number 36. Waiting to see what develops up in front of him, but Bobby Nadeau now gets around the number 47 into turn number 1, but goes wide in turns 1 and 2. Coswell ties it up in turn number 2, but down the backstretch, Bobby Nadeau will take over the 4th place position. Just as Nadeau get around the number 47, the 90 closes in the rear bumper of the 41 of Steve Benacasa. Benacasa, your race leader into turn number 1, has the big white 90 machine right alongside him in turn number 1 and 2. Jason Webster from the tail end of the pack of the number 63 ride up to a 7th place position. Looking to improve that, gets up close to the 36 of Nate Levin in turns 1 and 2, in turns 3 and 4. Rich Randall trying to reel in race leader Steve Benacasa down the backstretch into turn number 3. Coswell looks to the low side of the 35 in turn number 3 for that 4th place position. As David Wilds gets around, still your 3rd place driver, the number 29. Things are stacked up from positions 3 on back as the 90 of Rich Randall still looking to get around the number 41 in turn 3. They'll race alongside each other in turn number 4. They'll race down the front stretch, side by side into turn number 1. We'll go 3 wide into turn number 1 as David Wilds gets sandwiched in between the 47 and 35 in turn 2. That enables the 36 of Nate Levin to get around them for a top 5 run into turn 3. Your race leaders still side by side into turn number 1. Benacasa and Rich Randall. Benacasa trying to get a second feature win. Rich Randall looking for his third on the year in the number 90. Seesawing back and forth for the lead. The 41 Benacasa, the 90 Rich Randall out of turn number 4, still side by side at the stripe. Bobby Nadeau now closing in on your race leaders in the number 35 to the third place position. Brian Coswell still running fourth in the number 47. Nate Levitt, your current point leader in the number 36, goes to fifth as the top 3 now go single file across the stripe. Bobby Nadeau looking for a third feature win on this 2004 race season in the number 35. Look to the high side through turns 1 and 2. Now looks slow in turn number 3. Bobby Nadeau getting underneath the number 90 of Rich Randall as Randall tried to close down the high side, and that enabled Nadeau to get low in the number 35 for second. Nadeau looks to the high side in turn number 3. Benacasa, Nadeau, Randall, your top 3 in turn number 4. They'll still go single file as now the 47 continues to run fourth. Nate Levitt fifth in the number 36. Stoddard Jr. now set to show the drivers 15 down, 15 to go for your Wildcats. Steve Benacasa's last feature win coming back in the early months of May in the number 41 as the top 3 are literally right close to each other through turns 3 and 4. Bobby Nadeau drives the number 35 to the high sides through turns 1 and 2 as Steve Benacasa continues to low down the number 41 side. Here comes Rich Randall 3 wide momentarily into turn number 3. Benacasa closes the deal in turns 3 and 4. The top 2 will race out into turn number 1 side by side. Go Benacasa and Nadeau. 41-35 lean on each other into turns number 3. They'll continue to go side by side out to turn number 4. Nadeau with the slight advantage into turn number 1. Rich Randall looking for some low racing room in the number 90, waiting to see what goes on in front of him. The number 90 looking for his third feature win as Bobby Nadeau now puts a little bit more to advantage through turns 3 and 4, the number 35. Great side-by-side racing action here at the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway. Benacasa and Bobby Nadeau get together. Here comes Rich Randall, the low side of the number 90. The 47 and 36 follows. As the 91 gets out of shape, there goes the 36 and the 35. The top 2 leaders involved in turns 3 and 4. Caution on the raceway. Russell Morris, last Saturday night's feature winner, sitting outside row number 2. Pace car tucks to the inside pit road. We're going to go racing back to green. Rich Randall makes easy work on the number 47 of Brian Coswell through turns 1 and 2. Will put some 2-car distance between himself and the runner-up driver in turns 3 and 4. Russ Thistlewood and Russell Morris battle alongside each other for that third place position. They'll go side by side into turn number 1 as the 90 checks out just a bit. Now 3 cars. Nate Levitt from the pit road now up to the 5th place position in the number 36. As Rich Randall continues to improve on his lead in the number 90 with 8 to go this time. Rich Randall, Brian Coswell, Russ Morris, and Russ Thistlewood, the 2 Russ boys driving side by side for 3rd. Nate Levitt with a 5-place run in the number 36. Rich Randall's last feature win coming back on the 19th of June in the number 90, looking for his 3rd tonight. As the Nate Levitt ride gets underneath the number 19 of Russ Thistlewood through turn number 3. Rich Randall, Brian Coswell, Russell Morris, Nate Levitt, and Russ Thistlewood, your top 5. 5 to go this time. 25 down, 5 to go for your Wildcats. Now Nate Levitt looks to the inside of Russell Morris, gives him a little tap through turn number 1. They'll go side by side into turn number 2. Nate Levitt now your third place ride. Russell Morris back to 4th. Rich Randall continuing to occupy the front place position in the number 90. Brian Coswell, now Nate Levitt, Russell Morris, 19 of Russ Thistle with a top 5 run. Looking to add some more valuable points for the number 90, Rich Randall, with just 3 to go this time. Your leader will now come on to turn number 4. We'll see the 2 to go sign from Junior Niles. 2 to go for Rich Randall. Nate Levitt getting right off the back bumper. Brian Coswell into turn number 1. Russell Morris also on the back bumper of Nate Levitt to turn number 2. With just 1 time by this next time for your Wildcat competitors. 1 to go this time. Looking to improve on his 2-time feature win. This will be his 3rd one as he approaches turns 3 and 4. Your Wildcat feature winner out of turn number 4, the number 90, Rich Randall picking up the win. Brian Coswell will squeak by the number 36 that time as Levitt gets 3rd. Brian Coswell 2nd. The 58 of Russell Morris takes the 4th place position, followed by the 19 of Russ Thistlewood. Richard, congratulations. Another feature win for the 90 crew.
Thank you, appreciate it. That was I kind of hated getting in, well, I didn't kind of, I really did. Scott, the 53, he's my friend. I did get into him there at the beginning of the race, and I wish could have done something to change that, but it was kind of a racing move, and it was nothing intentional. I feel bad about doing it because he is my friend.
Congratulations on a nice run once again for the 90 team. Your 3rd feature win in 2004, and you're slowly moving up through the points too.
Thank you. Yeah, we made a big jump in the points the last few weeks. We've been getting up front starts too. It does make it a little bit easier, but we're working our way up. Hopefully we'll start last couple of weeks because we'll be point leader. Congratulations on your 3rd feature win. We have Greg from the New England Dodge Dealers with the 1st place trophy presentation.
Congratulations, Rich, on your 3rd victory. I'd like to present to you this trophy and hat from the Dodge line. And
thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Wildcat feature winner is Rich Randall.
Number 02 starts next. That's Dwayne Barrett on the outside, Lewis Ford. Field set for a green flag this time, 40 laps the distance. This is the Pro Series. Ricky Fournette and the 29 of Trevor Sanborn leading to the start-finish line. Green flag is out and we're racing. Screaming down the back straightaway. Fournette opens up on ice. Length and a half advantage over Ryan Shepard. Number 29 drops back into 3rd. Roussel to 4th, and here comes Mike Field for 5th. 1 lap complete. Fournette in the number 54, looking for consistency this season. This team has put together a couple of wins, but a bunch of finishes outside the top 15 have kept them down in the points. But given the chance to finish 5th or finish 1st, I think 54 would take the number 1 spot, so he's going to run right there and stay there as Ryan Shepard gives chase off of turn number 4. Fournette still your leader. Ryan Shepard in 2nd, single file all the way around the track till you get back to the battle for the number 7 spot. There's Rich Eaton on the top side of David Oliver, the 2002 champ in the 21. The Joker down low puts the move on the 14. Rich Eaton moves back with Billy Rogers and Jay Sands right there. The heavy hitters trying to make their way to the front. Sands coming off a disappointing 12th place run 1 week ago, trying to get the 36 back up in front. Sands lost some points, now 7 points behind J.R. Burrill, currently number 4 in the point standings. Meanwhile, Burrill trying to get things going right behind the 36. Down the back straightaway, 14 and 77 will shuffle it side by side for the number 8 position. And here comes Jackie Russell up on top of the 19 of Mike Field. Down the front straightaway. Field has the advantage by about a half straight, or rather a half car length. Here comes the number 10 on the high side, but he'll lose some time on turn number 2. Steve Carrier sees the inside groove opened up. And now the orange 83 tries to put the moves on the 10 of Jackie Russell, has him by about a bumper at the line. Russell trying to run the outside groove like he ran it last week, ran it masterfully 7 nights ago. Now losing time in the second groove. David Oliver the next to challenge the 10 as he filters back through the running order. Jackie Russell desperately trying to find the inside groove. Not going to happen in front of Bill Rogers though. Mr. Rogers tries to take the position away. Jackie Russell falling back to about 7th spot. Look at the challenge now for 4th. Here comes Steve Carrier on the top side of the number 19 of Mike Field. Side by side down the back straightaway. Steve Carrier still without a win this season, and hard to believe this driver averages about 3 wins a year. Always a very consistent competitor. And Carrier, one of the many drivers without a triumph this season. You look at the top 5. Ryan Shepherd, 2 years ago, won 4 races. Was the winningest driver in this division, and the driver who now runs in 2nd, still without a win this year. Trevor Sanborn won a race last year. He runs in 3rd, still without a win this season. Steve Carrier in 4th. He doesn't have a win. Last year, or 2 years ago, he was the champion. David Oliver. Oliver in the number 21 just picked up his first win a few weeks ago. So many drivers who are accustomed to winning not one, but more than 1 races throughout the season, have yet to break through this year. Bill Rogers broke through a few weeks ago in the Bill Dodge 53, now right behind Jay Sands as they go back into turn number 1. It's all Ricky Fournette, the number 54. No contest in the first race of the night. That would be the qualifier. Aced the field there. And here in the feature race, started on the pole and has not looked back ever since. Fournette trying to become the first driver to claim 3 victories in the Pro Series this year. So far, only Fournette and Bilodeau have broken through to the winner's circle on more than 1 occasion. Fournette was the winner on July 3rd. 17 of Ryan Shepherd, still without a win this year, but Shepherd doing something that he is doing something different than he's done in past seasons, and that's point racing. As we mentioned, Ryan Shepherd just a couple of years ago was the winningest driver in this division, and now the number 17 finds himself in a different position. Shepherd in the past would run basically for the win and not concentrate on points. This year, this team is all about points and being consistent. Right now, they're a consistent 2nd. One driver trying to make his way to the front. Further on back, look at Bobby Babb. Babb in the number 4. Further on down the back straightaway. This is the battle for the number 6 spot. Babb on the top side. The McGoldrick brothers blasting number 4. On top of Jay Sands, now goes after Mike Field in turn number 1. Babb, who's been racing for a quarter of a century, and a 3-time defending champion, said he had not experienced the bad luck that he has had in the first half of the season ever. He started the year off with bad luck, and he has had sporadic bad luck here and there like any driver will, but to consistently have the $2 part fail on you, to consistently be caught up in someone else's wreck, he's never had the series of bad finishes that he's had to start a season off that he has in 2004. Babb finally broke the quote-unquote Babb luck 1 week ago by claiming victory. And now the number 4 breaks into the top 6 and dusting the battle for 7th off very nicely. Pulls away from the 36 of Jay Sands and the 19 of Mike Field. That's the battle of the moment. Look at the 36 and the 19 down the front straightaways. They go back into turn number 1. Sands, who ran the outside line so masterfully in the 50-lapper about 2 weeks ago. Chase down Billy Rogers. Close the gap down from 3.7 seconds to nothing in 20 laps without the aid of a caution flag. But that's a different race car. That was their long distance car. The one they're running the 250 tomorrow. The one they're racing right now is the short, the 40-lap car. The one that runs better on short distances. The 36 backing on maybe a few caution flags to tighten the field up. And if we do get a caution flag in this race, look for Chase Sands to be strong. Sands, one of the fastest cars on the racetrack right now. Another car that's very fast. Further up in the pack, here comes David Oliver. The Joker closing in on the 83 of Steve Carrier, and both drivers go after Trevor Sanborn in turn number 1. Battle for third in turn number 2. Here comes the 83 of Steve Carrier down the backstretch with David Oliver right there. All three drivers trying to close in on Ryan Shepherd, but Shepherd is having nothing of it. Shepherd is about 5 or 7 car lengths ahead of him. Very comfortable advantage for Ryan Shepherd. It's all Ricky Frenette as he continues to lead. Shepherd second, but a 3-car shuffle for the number 3 position. Here they come. Carrier gets out of shape in turn number 3. That allows David Oliver to get out of the inside, and Oliver will claim the number 4 spot. David Oliver, the Joker, jumps to the number 4 position. Carrier, after bobbling, entering turn number 3 that last time, trying to come back on the outside in turn 3 this time. Instead, throws the fake, tries low on David Oliver. Oliver has nothing of it, though, and stays in front of the 83 back into turn number 1. Ricky Frenette continues to lead this one, trying to go flag to flag tonight. The TKM Land Surveyors 54 up in front by a half straightaway over Ryan Shepherd. Good battle on the racetrack for the number, let's see, we're going to call that 7th place right now. 53 of Bill Rogers on the top side of the 19 of Mike Field. Side by side of the white cars go at it in turn 3. Rogers and Mike Field. Field having a pretty consistent season, trying to stare down top 5 finish number 6 this year. Or rather top 10 finish number 6. Mike Field dropping back a little bit. Meanwhile, back up in front. The battle for third is raging. David Oliver on the top side. Oliver in the number 21, 2x2, down the back straightaway with Trevor Sanborn. Sanborn just 16 years of age in season number 2 in Pro Series competition. This kid did not have any stock car experience prior to last season, but was a 5-time go-kart champion. Trouble in turn number 1. Couple of drivers get together. Brocky Gary, Kurt Gary. 77 of J.R. Burrill involved as well. Number 9, Bub Bilodeau, no caution flag. Meanwhile, as that happens, with debris in turn number 1, they're side by side for third spot. David Oliver on top of the number 29 of Trevor Sanborn. Sanborn with the preferred inside line. Oh, really isn't preferred because Oliver loves to run the top side. This is how David Oliver won the 2002 championship. When a lot of drivers would not dare to go to the second groove here at Beech Ridge, Oliver did, and he succeeded more times than not. Oliver was able to nail down a couple of wins that season, and in his rookie season in the Pro Series was able to claim the championship. David Oliver now will clear the 29 of Trevor Sanborn down the back straightaway. But can he catch second place Ryan Shepherd? He will not be able to catch Rick Frenette without the aid of a caution flag. I think he might have a shot at Ryan Shepherd. 5 laps to go that last time. 35 down, 5 to go. 21 on the prowl. David Oliver, the Joker, closing in on the 17 of Ryan Shepherd. Laps winding down. Magic number is 4. Ricky Frenette has been hot and cold this season, but over the last couple of weeks or so, over the last month, Frenette has been hot. 2 feature wins if he can hold on for the next 3 laps. That would make 3 on the season for the 54 team. Of course, with help of Dana Gagnon and Bill Dixon, this trio of drivers have really put something together in both the Sports Series and the Pro Series this year. It's all about a team effort. Frenette, it's kind of an interesting situation. Frenette is your leader, but Frenette is driving a car that was once owned by David Oliver's uncle, Tommy Oliver. Oliver runs in third. Tommy Oliver has sort of been semi-credited with getting the setup on the 54 as good as it is, and Tommy Oliver was a master on the high side and has been able to help Rick Frenette get to victory lane a number of times, make that 3 on the season this year as the 54 crosses the start-finish line. Ricky Frenette will be your winner. Second spot to Ryan Shepherd. Good points tonight for the 17, followed by David Oliver. Fourth spot will go to the number 4, winner charged by Bobby Babb in the final laps. Babb will come up in 4th, followed by Trevor Sanborn in the top 5. Good run for Steve Carrier to get 5th. I believe Jay Sands credited with 7th in the number 36.
3-time feature winner in 2004. Welcome him to Pepsi Victory Lane, your feature winner. Ladies and gentlemen, Rick Frenette, your winner. Rick Congratulations, welcome to Pepsi Victory Lane.
Thank you very much. Scotty, come on out here a minute. That's one of my sponsors I'd like to thank. Link Installation. Brian's out here from Orchid Painting, Stallion Steel, Dayton Used Cars, TKM, Main State Security, J&S, J&F Septic, and LePage Auto. I did that.
Congratulations on picking up your third win. A couple weeks ago, totally destroying the car and a lot of hard work. And it's your third feature win. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Yeah, that was a hard thing. Me and Jackie ended up hitting tires, and like these modified guys know, open tires. Once you rub tires, the thing just threw me out of the way. I mean, there wasn't nothing I wanted to happen to me or Jackie, but I'm glad that we're both doing all right.
New England Dodge dealers sponsor tonight's racing action, and Greg is here with the first place trophy presentation.
Congratulations. On behalf of the New England Dodge dealers, I'd like to present you with this trophy. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Big Beech Ridge round of applause for your sports, your Pro Series feature winner, ladies and gentlemen, Rick Frenette.
All right, congratulations to Ricky, and always good to win when one of your sponsors are here. Can't beat that, can you? You see the mad dash on the top of turn number 3. Here comes the modified series pit crews. Time to set up on pit road. On the outside of him, last week's feature winner, Marty Adams. Field getting set for the start this time. Ed Gallant, talk about another veteran. 35 plus years of racing with Robert Emery to the outside of the number 2. Eddie Walsh brings the field up as everybody gets bunched up behind. Green flag is out and racing is underway. Problems for last week's feature winner, number 24, Marty Adams. Adams will park it down to the inside in turn number 3. Here come the leaders. Everybody bunches up in turn 3. Scott Dorr goes wide. Here comes Ed Gallant down low. Lap 1 complete. No caution flag. Emery off of turn number 2 will pull Scott Dorr down the back straightaway. Ed Gallant and David Oliver Sr. go side by side. Here comes Papa Joker to the top side of the number 13. 24 of Marty Adams leads it off. Well, actually, no. Last week that would be the case. Marty Adams led the field around the 1/3 mile oval last Saturday night. This Saturday night, much different story for the number 24. He's at the tail end of the lead lap and praying for a caution flag. Scott Dorr, the number 60, riding in second spot on the back bumper of the leader down the back straightaway. Scott Dorr in the bum wagon swings to the high side. Here he goes for the lead at turn number 3. Scott Dorr, who has progressively gotten better week in and week out, has turned his top 15 runs into top 10s, then to top 5s, and now Scott Dorr contends for the lead. Here he goes downstairs at turn number 2. Scott Dorr going after Robert Emery, and Andy Field right there in the number 88. Andy Field, very impressive. In only his 6th start in the Sports Series, up on top of the number 60 back into turn 1. Trouble on the front straightaway, a big puff of smoke for the 34th, Dana Gagnon. Everybody bunches up, your point leader involved, Beaver Norton involved, 4-time winner Clyde Hennessy involved, and Dana Gagnon, I would not want to be you right now. Caution flag is out. All right, 5 laps into this one, 30 to go on the flag stand. You see Eddie Walsh with the all clear signal. Pace car ducks onto pit road. We're set for a restart. Scott Dorr, Robert Emery, both trying to chase down their first win. Actually, your top 5 drivers, top 6 drivers, everybody in the top 10. Everybody in the top 10 still without a win this year. Someone's going to win. Who's it going to be? Green flag is out. Whoa, trouble in turn number 1. Robert Emery goes way high, takes Scott Dorr on top of him, and Andy Field winds up the leader down the back straightaway. Young Andy Field into turn number 3 with Marcel Chevette giving chase. Single file across the start-finish line, 88 and 55. Your entire top 10 comprised of drivers who have yet to win this year. Robert Emery, maybe a tire going down to the number 2. He swings way wide. Everybody gets around. He bobbles in the corners. Robert Emery. Oh, trouble on the first one with Gary Modugno. Modugno, Claude Hennessy, Sally Girardi. They are locked together. Hennessy is not purposely putting the 77 close to the wall. In a dangerous spot, caution flag flies. To bring you up to date, your top 6 drivers have yet to taste victory this season. Everybody's hungry. Only 7 laps into this one. Here we go for the restart off of turn number 4. Green flag is out. We're back underway. Side by side down the backstretch. Who's got the bigger motor? Marcel Chevette pushes ahead of Andy Field, but Field counters him. Back into turn number 3. Side by side. Chevette goes wide on the front stretch. Top 3 drivers break away from 4th place winner Papa Joker. Derek Nealon in 5th. The battle is for 2nd. Marcel Chevette and the number 0 of Dustin Reynolds go door to door in turn number 4. And the number 88 down the front straight, down the back straightaway continues to lead this one, puts some distance between himself and Dustin Reynolds. Andy Field, just 18 years of age. Dustin Reynolds, about 18 years of age as well. 55 of Marcel Chevette. David Oliver Sr. rides in 4th, followed by Derek Nealon and Frank Ware coming alive on the high side. Further on back in the pack, look at Frank Ware on the top side. Battle of the orange cars. He goes on the high side of Derek Nealon back into turn number 1. Meanwhile, Scott Dorr tries to come back as well. Dorr, the number 60, involved in an incident earlier on tonight. Now trying to climb back to the front of the pack. Number 60, Scott Dorr, goes up on top of Dan Winkler, the 53, and sets his sights on Barney Boyle. Here comes the Butt Wagon. Dustin Reynolds has taken over the top spot in turn number 3. Muscled the lead away from Andy Field. Marcel Chevette rides in 3rd spot, followed by David Oliver Sr. Talk about a man on a mission. Dustin Reynolds has come from the number 10 starting spot. Caution flag is out. Yellow is out. Caution flag flies. Ed Gallant on the number 13 slows on the back straightaway. And Dustin Reynolds in the number 0 has taken over the top spot. Reynolds still looking for his first career win. 50-50, it's last call. We have roamers throughout the grandstands, and of course Denny DeWalt down there right behind the flag stand. Make sure you see him before 50-50 is done being tallied. I know it's grammatically incorrect, but whatever. It's the first thing that came out of my mouth. 50-50, we have that on sale right now. $1,500 in the jackpot. And this would be the last call, so only about 10 more minutes for you to grab your tickets. I said that we would give away $900 tonight. I think we can give away more than that. No victory. You have to go back to the 7th place driver, Frank Ware, the first driver to pick up a win this season. And then there's Donnie Morris a couple of times. He's picked up a win this year. Morris 3 times. But that's row 4. Top 3 rows still without a victory this season. And once again, everybody in the top 5 and then some, very hungry for their first win. Here they come up on turn number 4. Here's the restart. Green flag is out. Racing back underway. What a jump by Dustin Reynolds down the back straightaway. Reynolds will do it. Andy Field back to 2nd. Settling back to 3rd is Marcel Chevette side by side for 4th. Here comes one of the pumpkin pushers. Derek Nealon in the number 4. Nealon trying to come back after a bout with mono, sat out for a couple of weeks, has his strength back up, and you can see it. The number 4 comes alive in the top 5. Derek Nealon to 4th in turn number 4. Andy Field slow on the front straightaway. 88 Andy Field pulls out a line. Tough break for the number 88 as his season continues to go sour whenever he gets a good run. Something goes wrong on the 88, and Andy Field pulls into the infield. 0 of Dustin Reynolds. Oh, trouble in turn number 1. Donnie Morris goes around for a spin. Dan Wink has a hand in that one. They came together in the corner, and stealth is now visible in turn number 1 on the inside of the speed bumps. Field streams by him. Dustin Reynolds does not want to see this caution flag. 55, Marcel Chevette rides in second. He might like to see it. And so with the rest of the field, as Dustin Reynolds has a big margin on the 55, the Ford, everybody else, but it goes away. That margin gone. At the end of this race, we will take a little break and get back to our main event of the night. Or we'll start our main event of the night, rather. It will be the Featherlite Modified Series and their 150 lapper, brought to you by the New England Dodge dealers. And after that race, we welcome you to meet your favorite drivers. As everybody coming up to speed now, green flag is out. Green is out, and everybody trying to get back up to speed. 0 of Dustin Reynolds, 55 of Marcel Chevette. Surprise, 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 we're racing! Number 0, Dustin Reynolds off of turn number 4 will increase his lead. As the number 4 of Derek Nealon goes downstairs on Marcel Chevette, but Chevette will slam the door. Down the back straightaway, the battle will develop for second here before too long. As everybody goes around the left, automobile of Gene Terrio in the number 41. Dustin Reynolds was quick on the start and a good heads-up move for the number 0. Number 0, Dustin Reynolds continues to lead this one. Third generation driver trying to stare down his first Sports Series win. One of the pioneers of Beech Ridge Motor Speedway, Calvin Reynolds, is Dustin's grandfather. Steve Reynolds, who turns the wrenches on the number 0, did some racing as well. Oh, trouble, Frank Ware on the front straightaway. And now Dustin Reynolds trying to notch another Reynolds into the winner's circle here in the Sports Series. Frank Ware comes up right in front of the number 40 of Mike Landry and Jeff Irish. 31 and 40 get by just fine. Let's take it back to the running order. Your leaders in turn number 2, the yellow car, are Dustin Reynolds, followed by Marcel Chevette. Then there's the pumpkin pusher of number 4, Dustin Reynolds. No, not Dustin Reynolds, Derek Nealon. Donnie Culprit, another great night for Donnie Culprit. Culprit in the number 16, what a consistent season he has had. Time in, time out, race in, race out, he has been in the top 5. More top 5 finishes this season already for Donnie Culprit than in any season he has run full time. Culprit having an amazing season. And with the point leader, Chris Smith, in the Batmobile out of the race, the Batmobile's back in the Batcave right now. Culprit is really going to gain on him in points. Donnie Culprit will probably take over the point lead tonight. Chris Smith came into this race with 9 points on Donnie Culprit, and now the number 16 sits in the top 5. Donnie Culprit will probably come out of this race your point leader, barring any mechanical problems or driver incident. And Culprit will lead the points for the first time in years. Culprit rides in 4th, right in front of Bill Dixon. Dixon right now the 5th place automobile in number 33. Barney Boyle rides in 6th in the number 78, followed by David Oliver Sr. having a good run in the 09. Dan Wink in the 53 rides next. 9th position is occupied by the 38 of Beaver Norton, followed by the 48 of Gary Modugno. That's your top 10. Dustin Reynolds in the number 0. Lapping last week's feature winner, Marty Adams. Adams, who's just had a horrendous race, spun at the beginning of the race, got himself a lap down, now 2 laps down for the leader. Tough break for the former drag racer turned oval racer. Clyde Hennessy returns to the number 8, trying to gain some valuable Beech Ridge Motor Speedway championship points. And you say, well, he is probably going to finish back in 25th, 26th. All he has to do is just make a few laps, and he passes everybody else that was involved in that accident. Everybody but Sally Girardi. She got back on the racetrack in front of the number 8. And as we mentioned, the points just so tight between 7 and 12, you can't afford to sit and watch the end of the race. If you can get that car back out there, you do. And Clyde Hennessy is, and trying to just gain some points. And when championships are won by a single point, which they have been won in the past couple of years in multiple divisions, you have to be on top of your game, because 1 point makes that much of a difference. And when 2 points are awarded, the winner gets 50 points, second place gets 40, and from there on back, you need every position that you can get. 5 laps to go that last time. Dustin Reynolds, a big lead in the number 0, trying to chase down his first career win. young Dustin Reynolds goes to the inside of Sally Girardi. It's a long way back to Marcel Chevette. Chevette was challenged earlier by Derek Nealon, but Nealon in the number 4 appears to be content to ride right behind him, but Donnie Coburn does not appear to be content to ride anywhere behind the 4. He wants the outside, and the consistent driver in the 16 taking a chance on the high side. This time behind 2 laps to go. Chris Smith rejoins the field for the final 2 laps. 2 to go. Derek Nealon is your leader. 55, Marcel Chevette in second, followed by the 4 of Derek Nealon. Dustin Reynolds, the number 0, down the back straightaway, continues to lead this one. I mentioned at the beginning of this race, this team was looking for a big win or a big run, a run that they have not had all season long. They've been consistent, and more consistent than a lot of drivers who have won multiple races. But they needed a good finish. And it's going to come right here. His first career win off of turn number 4. Checkered flag out. Dustin Reynolds will do it. Second spot to Marcel Chevette, followed by the number 4 of Derek Nealon. Wild scramble for 4th on back. We will let scoring figure that one out. And what a big night for one of the first families of Beech Ridge Motor Speedway, the Reynolds family. 3rd generation driver picks up his first career feature win. Eddie Walsh down with the flag. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for the number 0, Dustin Reynolds, your winner. And Dustin Reynolds, one of the more popular drivers out of the sports series, and you can just see, I mean, everybody's happy Dustin Reynolds won. We talk about first-time winners, and always remembering that moment. We talked about it earlier tonight. It's going to happen again. So be nice and loud and proud when number 0 gets out of his race car. As we go down to Pepsi Victory Lane, Dave Sturgis will be with our winner, Dustin Reynolds.
First ever career win here at the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway. Welcome your feature winner, ladies and gentlemen, Dustin Reynolds with the win. Dustin, congratulations. Welcome to Pepsi Victory Lane.
Thank you.
Nice win, first ever. I'm sure it's pretty emotional for yourself.
Yeah, definitely. That was a good race overall. I mean, I know the other guys got caught up in the lap traffic, but I had a fast car the whole race, and I just want to thank my dad, Steve Reynolds. He can't be here. He's in San Diego right now, but I'll take the trophy home for him.
I'm sure you can purchase a video from Channell One Video to keep this one in your mantle and your first place trophy. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
We have Derek from the Dodge dealers with the first place presentation.
Dustin, this is a trophy for you in your first race. This is a damn good run that you just did right there. And a hat and a shirt. And good luck in the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, your sports series feature winner, Dustin Reynolds.
that down a little now. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get up on our feet and give these drivers a great send-off. Wave your hat, your hand, your handkerchief. Let them know you send them off with your best wishes for a safe race. Ready for a start. Bob Slate looks him over, says hold it even. Green is out. Tommy Crudino quickly from the pole to the point. Keep in mind some of the fast qualifiers back just a little bit in the pack. Double file right straight back through the field. Through turns 3 and 4 side by side now. Car in the shape between 3 and 4. Several cars connect. Not sure everybody looks to be driving away. Problems on the number 13. Front end damage to the number 13 of Teddy Christopher. What a tough start for him. Teddy Christopher already off the pace. His cars got out of shape and he was collected by one of those cars. Meanwhile, back up front, all kinds of pressure for Tommy Crudino from the zero of Nevin George. Another spin down in turn number 1. This will put the field under caution. So cars out of shape quick, and we are under caution here with just 3 laps on the leaderboard. Todd Zegedy has slipped back. He is back near the end of the field and was one of the fast cars in practice this afternoon, and of course has been outstanding in this number 50. Coming on strong, winning first year in Rookie of the Year, then of course the championship 1 year ago. Right now, starter points to turn number 4, looks him over, back to green. Tommy Crudino quickly right back to the point. Nevin George at the back bumper. Inside lane on the move. Tony Hirschman up to the 3rd. Eric Beers with another strong run. I think he was the 2nd fastest qualifier this afternoon in time trials. Chuck Hosfeld sitting there in the 5th place position. Challenge now for the leader as Nevin George takes a look to the outside of Tommy Crudino, tucks back in to the back bumper of the number 12, looks to the outside again. Appears to be ready to challenge for that lead. Once again, keep an eye on the number 18 as he was the fast qualifier. Also, Jerry Marquis, very familiar with this Beech Ridge Motor Speedway. Marquis in the number 3. Then, of course, back through the field, some very strong cars and drivers to keep an eye on. Once again, the 50 of Todd Zegedy. Keep an eye on that car. Nevin George, again, looking out, looking in. Tried to dive to the inside, going into 3, no room. Once again, glued to the back bumper of the number 12, down into turn number 1, takes a look to the outside. Tommy Crudino down, put up a little dust off the lower edge of the track where there are speed bumps, so you can bet they're going to try to stay out of those speed bumps. Rick Fuller trying to make his way up through, a little contact on the way as he got under, I believe it was the number 20, as the 21 glued to his back bumper. A couple of youngsters who are pretty outstanding. Bobby Santos the 3rd in the 00, keep an eye on him, just a sensational young driver. Also Sean Case in the number 21. I think both of these drivers just 18 years old, so great future ahead of both of them. Case just getting back into competition here after some time away. continues to be Tommy Cardino with a slight advantage over Nevin George, and then it is Tony Hirschman, Eric Beers in the number 19, and Chuck Hosfeld for your top 5. Then it is Donnie Lear in 6, Jerry Marquis in 7th. Looks like Jamie Tomeno. Then the 16, Rob Summers. Challenge for the lead. Here comes Nevin George with room to the inside on Tommy Cardino, and he takes it over. New leader as he crossed the stripe. Nevin George in the number 0. George out of Pennsylvania, and one of the up-and-coming prospects here in the Featherlite Modified Series. Quickly put some distance between himself and the number 12 car, so it looks like the 12 was holding the 0 up a little bit. Now will Tony Hirschman follow suit as he sees the 0 pulling away? Keep an eye on Hirschman now and see if he can make a move on the number 12. Back in the pack from the rear, remember the 79, the point leader, Eddie Flumpke, going to have to do it the hard way. He's on the outside trying to pass guys, working to the outside with number 50 right now. And boy, Nevin George has pulled away. The 12 goes a little wide. Hirschman tries to go under him in turn number 3. No room, got the door closed. But Nevin George is a story right now, as once he got out front, he has just pulled away. And you can bet that Tony Hirschman doesn't want to see that, and he is going to try his best to get around the number 12 and see if he can close the gap on the race leader, Nevin George. Talked to many of the drivers on pit road who said the cars are very even. There goes Hirschman under the number 12 in turn number 3. So Hirschman in the 48 to second. Tommy Cardino back to third. Eric Beers in the number 19, I think second quick in qualifying, so keep an eye on that number 19 as he will try to make his way around the number 12 and see if he can get out there with Hirschman and run down the leader. Chuck Hosfeld, another real strong contender in what's traditionally been called the Mystic Missile, number 4, out of Mystic, Connecticut. The 19 now looking to the outside of the 12 of Tommy Cardino, trying to find room out there. Got kind of hung up out there just a little bit, it would appear. Here they come through turn number 4, side by side. Eric Beers on the outside, Tommy Cardino to the inside. They continue side by side now out of turn 2 down the backstretch. Tommy Cardino and Eric Beers go wheel to wheel. Through turns number 3, here they come to turn 4. Out of 4, the 19 going to take over that third place position. So Eric Beers on the 19 out of Northampton, Pennsylvania. Another strong showing, as if you were with us last year. He, crash in turn number 1. Car right up over the number 90 in the field, goes to caution. Rene Dupuis in the number 90. Had a car go right up over, look like the left side. You look at the left rear on the number 90, and that car is down off over turn number 1. Nevin George in the 0 has the veteran Tony Hirschman to his outside. They will square off to bring when this field comes to green out of turn number 4 if everything is to the starter's satisfaction. Pace car ready to duck onto the infield pit road. Starter points to turn number 4, says hold it even. He looks him over, back to green. Nevin George with a quick jump once again as he quickly put some distance. Oh, a problem on the Bobby Santos 00. Santos car shut down right here on the front stretch, and that's going to put the field right back to caution as Santos in a dangerous position. That was a 48. Wow, another heavy hitter with a problem early on. So Tony Hirschman from his outside pole that he had on the last restart now to the tail end of the field. So another heavy hitter relegated way back in the field. Keep an eye on that number 48. Starter once again points to turn number 4, and we are back to green. Well, once again, Evan George, but this time Donnie Leah right up the inside and moves into the runner-up spot. Crash on the backstretch. We have a car up against the back, two cars on the backstretch wall, and once again right back to caution. Cars involved on the backstretch, the 76 of Tom Bowles and the 54 of Dave Etheridge. Once again on the pole, Nevin George in the 0 has Tommy Cravino to his outside in the number 12. They will lead the field down to turn 4, where we will look for a restart. Starter points to turn number 4. And they pick it up. He looks them over, and we're back to green. Nevin George with Donnie Leah in tow. We'll make a quick break. Jamie Tomato looking for room under the number 12. Hasn't been able to quite find it. The number 4, Chuck Hosfeld, on the move on the outside. The 77 and the 4 go side by side. The 4 now going to try to take a shot to the outside of the 99. John Blewett and Chuck Hosfeld side by side once again down the backstretch into turn number 3. Blewett with an advantage that time. Able to get a little breathing room. That drops Chuck Hosfeld back now to a side by side battle with the number 15. Meanwhile, back up front, Nevin George once again able to quickly put some distance between himself and the next competitor, this time Donnie Leah. Now Leah once again was the fast qualifier, so let's see if he is able to reel in the 0. Jamie Tomato right at the back bumper of the number 12. Looked down to the inside, couldn't find a room, dropped back in behind the number 12. Looks to the inside again on the backstretch. Jamie Tomato with a good run here tonight in the number 99. Thus far, Nevin George able to maintain a fairly comfortable advantage over the number 18 of Donnie Leah. Mentioned earlier on that Donnie Leah was a winner of the Race of Champions event at Thompson International Speedway a week ago, and he was kind of considered an invader. He's not a regular on that circuit, but some of these Featherlite modified competitors joined the Race of Champion regulars, and Leah had a tremendous run that night, winning the event. Tight battle right now is for the 3rd place position, with Jamie Tomato trying to find a way. He has looked inside, looked outside on the number 12 of Tommy Cravino, and just been unable to find the distance. Then it's back to the 5th place position held by the number 77 of John Blewett. Blewett always a very strong contender in this series. He has the 15 right at his back bumper. That's Zach Sylvester. Then it's Doug Kobe in the number 28. Rick Fuller has advanced pretty well, was way back in the lineup. So he's making his presence known in the front contingent of cars. Up unofficially, I would say, to about 8th. Thus far, what may be a bit of a surprise to these guys is just the strength of the 0 and Nevin George. And he has been able to kind of crank that thing out to some distance, putting the number 90, Rene Dupuis, who was involved in that altercation at the turn 1 area, fortunately able to continue. So Nevin George beginning to lap cars, as is Donnie Leah. Kind of thought that Leah might be able to close it right up on the zero, but thus far has not been able to do so. Still a lot of laps, working lap number 73. Tony Hirschman beginning to make his way back up from the rear of the field after I believe he had a tire go down and to relinquish that front row restarting position to way back. So keep an eye on the 48 and see if he's able to get back up through this field. Coming to the halfway point, it will be 75 down and 75 to go. Here's your leader across the stripe. Tight battle for third, and then a tight battle for fifth as the position is held by the 77 of John Blewett, but a lot of pressure from Zach Sylvester in the number 15. Passing flag going out to the 06 and the 90 as lead lap cars are coming up on them. Thus far, the leaders have been able to negotiate the lap cars. A lot of respect, I think, being displayed. Of course, these competitors run together on this tour, and I think have a pretty good idea of just how a given driver is going to handle the situation. So they have a pretty good idea whether to go inside, outside, and things stack up on the backstretch now as the rest of the field is coming up on some of these cars that are a bit off the pace. And getting through the traffic has allowed John Blewett to kind of pull away from Zach Sylvester a little bit, get a little breathing room. Cars work around the number 90, and that kind of stacks things up from position 7 on back. Doug Colby, Rick Fuller, some of that group. Robbie Summers, all kind of bunched up. Eddie Flemke on the move on the outside. Keep an eye on the number 79. Boy, he's got a strong run going, and as they come up on this lap car, he may find himself in a 3-wide position if he's not careful, but still running that outside and running strong, trying to get to the outside of the number 19, but 19's going to the outside of the lap car, and wow. Close as they came down the front stretch, and the 79 had to back out of it a little bit, or it would have been 3 wide, and that is a very difficult thing on this speedway. Meanwhile, the leader is in some pretty heavy traffic and kind of boxed in right now. Has 2 cars that he's trying to lap, and going to have to work to do that, and that allows Donnie Lee to close it up a bit now, as Nevin George is having some trouble now finding his way through some lap cars as they were running side by side. Now it's singled out, and he is able to get free. Now it's Donnie Leo who will have to negotiate those lap cars. So a little harder on the leader though, because he has to kind of make the way, and then sometimes drivers then know that, well, that second, third, fourth, and so on are probably going to be quickly coming up, and the driver may move a little more readily once the leader has gotten by. Nevin George not too far behind some pretty outstanding competitors, and you can be sure they don't want to go down a lap to this 0 car. So you got people back there like, well, Teddy Crystal, of course, is already a lap down, but a number of these cars are not. Are certainly probably going to fight pretty hard not to go a lap down, to stay on the lead lap. tight battles back through the field. Chuck Hosfeld and Jerry Marquis side by side on the backstretch. Couple of strong cars trying to make their way up through the field. So we're right here out of 4 down the front stretch. Chuck Hosfeld in the 4, Jerry Marquis. Whoa, they rub between 1 and 2. Coming up on the 06, 3 wide as they go by the 06 down into turn number 3. Chuck Hosfeld on the inside, Jerry Marquis on the outside. What a battle. They are back in the field, but obviously trying to get up into the front contingent of cars. Also the 16 and the 77, a similar battle for position. So a lot of those out of the lap cars with the 3 and the 4. That sorted things out a little bit as Jerry Marquis was able to take advantage and get around the lap car and kind of get out of that side-by-side battle he was in. What a spin between 1 and 2. We have a car around right near the exit to the infield pit road. I believe that's the 51. That would be Kevin Konopka if he's able to refire that car. He has and has backed it back into the exit to the infield pit road. So it looks like he's just looking for a chance to rejoin the field. Can be hard to do as the cars are so strung out now. Meanwhile, he's back underway on the backstretch now. Nevin George, the race leader, still in fairly heavy traffic, and this becomes quite a challenge for these guys to work through the field as they begin to lap cars. It's easy to get boxed in sometimes, and we saw that nearly happen last year as the leaders came onto some lap traffic. Just over 100 laps in the books up to lap 101. Continues to be Nevin George with just a tremendous run here tonight. Able to maintain a reasonably comfortable lead over Donnie Leah. Passing flag now going out. Battle for that 5th place position as Zach Sylvester right at the back bumper of Jamie Tomato in the number 99. They have had to negotiate the lap cars. Now we'll get a little clear track. See if the 15 is able to reel in the 99. 99, of course, trying to reel in the number 12. So it just continues. Then back in the 6th place position, Rick Fuller has come a long ways. He has Rob Summers in tow. Then Jerry Marquis and Doug Kobe trying to advance. Jerry Marquis was in that tight race with John Blewett, was able to move away. Now right at the back bumper of the number 28 of Doug Kobe. Here they come on the front stretch. Jerry Marquis dives to the inside, finds room, and he will advance another position. So up, I believe, unofficially to the 7th place position. Marquis has come a long ways. Todd Zegedy has come a long ways. Remember, he was way at the rear of the field, as was Tony Hirschman. Hirschman got by Todd Zegedy, now at the back bumper of the 77 of John Blewett. So some of these heavy hitters have come a long way up through traffic. Certainly the hard way to go. Hirschman, for example, that tire down, had to go from 2nd all the way to the end of the field. But he has really made a great charge back up through the pack. 15, Zach Sylvester get around the 99, so 15 with a great run going. He is up to the 4th place position. Jamie Tomato back to 5th, and Rick Fuller coming with the number 1. He is in 6th unofficially. The 16 of Rob Summers. As best I can tell, he will be a 7th place competitor. Jerry Marquis up to 8th. These are, of course, unofficial. It's best I can tell that's where they are. Tony Hirschman now makes the move to the inside of the number 28, advances another position. By the top 2 cars, Nevin George in the 0, Donnie Leah in the number 18 have really been able to pull away from the number 12 of Tommy Cravino. Cravino has the 15 right on his back bumper, and Zach Sylvester in the 15 has really been strong. He's been able to close that gap after getting around the 99. So keep an eye on that battle for the 3rd place position between the 12 of Tommy Cravino and the 15 of Zach Sylvester. A lot of 2-car battles. Jerry Marquis now has caught Rob Summers, so the 16 and the 3 in a battle for position. Oh, caution is out. Not sure just what caused that. That's Steve Witt. So you can't necessarily assume that it's just going to be business as it's been. As the old saying goes, it ain't over till it's over. And how many times we've seen that with some dramatic shuffling around right at the end of the race. We certainly nearly saw that last year after Todd Zegedy led things. Well, we're ready to restart right now. Starter points to turn 4, and the green is out again. This time, Nevin George, but he so far has not been able to pull away from the Donnie Leah number 18. Leah right up to the back bumper. Now, once again, has the 18 been saving things a little bit? Unfortunate that Teddy Christopher is not on the lead lap, because now Teddy Christopher looks pretty racy. Oh, cars around in turn number 3. And they have stacked up in turn number 3 as 1 car around facing traffic. And happened very quickly, and some cars got together. Donnie Leah in the number 18, then Zach Sylvester in the 15, Jamie Tomato in the 99, and Tommy Cravino in the number 12 are the top 5. Pace car back onto the infield pit road. Starter points to turn number 4. We look for a restart. We have it. Nevin George once again able to show the way, but a little stronger challenge now from Donnie Leah in the number 18. So we'll see if Leah's been holding anything back, see if he's got a real challenge for the race leader. Zach Sylvester, strong coming up through the field. Does he have anything for the lead 2 cars? Then it's Jamie Tomato. Rick Fuller now on the move. Covered a lot of ground, as has Jerry Marquis in the number 3. Who's been holding a little back? We're going to find out here in just a little bit. 135 in the record book. 15 to go. Nevin George once again stretching it out just a little bit more over the second place car of Donnie Leah. Zach Sylvester, of course, has a lap car between himself and the second place car. Jerry Marquis now takes a look to the outside of the number 16 of Rob Summers. Has Jerry Marquis got something in store for the rest of the field? Problems on the 19. Eric Beers off the pace. Beers, one of the fast qualifiers, off the pace with the number 19, as he is apparently trying to get that car back on a pit road down on the track apron. Tough break for Eric Beers. Jerry Marquis on the outside, trying to get a run at the number 16 and the number 1. Donnie Leah, is he closing it up on the 0? Looked like he was that time on the backstretch. To go this time by 140 in the record book, 10 to go. Does anyone have anything for race leader Nevin George? Zach Sylvester now moves under the 13 of Teddy Christopher. Christopher appeared to move over and just kind of let him go. So Donnie Lear and Zach Sylvester with an opportunity now as the laps wind down to see if they can rein in the race leader. Tight battle for that 5th place position. Rick Fuller, Rob Summers, and Jerry Marquis. Tight battle. Nose to tail for that 5th place position. Back up front, things remain pretty much as they have been. Leah closing it up once again on race leader Nevin George. Unable to really get into a point where he is challenging. It's coming down to 5 to go. Side-by-side battle back in the field as Tommy Covino has Eddie Flemke and Todd Zegedy, along with Tony Hirschman, all stacked up at his rear bumper. Top 3 about separated by about 3 car lengths now between now the leader has stretched it out again just a little bit, and Donnie Leah closes it up. It will be 2 to go. Nevin George, the story here tonight, as he is able to pull away a little bit over Donnie Leah. Zach Sylvester about 2 car lengths behind the 18 car. White flag is out, 1 lap for race leader Nevin George, and perhaps the surprise for the field tonight. Nevin George going to put the 0 in victory lane as he comes under the checkered flag over Donnie Lear, Zach Sylvester for your top 3. And we will see you in a few moments at trackside.
If they had somewhat of a headache award in this series, it'd have to go to either Todd Zegedy or Tony Hirschman. Hirschman coming from the back of the pack, not once but twice, just getting up into the top 7 and then having to go from the back of the pack in those 3 wide moves there towards the end of the race. Definitely a night for the 48 team. And Nevin George out of the race car now. Round of applause for the number 0. Nevin George taking his 2nd career win. Number 18, Donnie Leah having a great run, finishing in 2nd spot, and Bruce making his way down to Pepsi victory lane now through the mob of people, and be interesting to see what Nevin has to say. Just a simply dominating performance tonight. Nobody could touch the 0.
We can get Nevin over here, boy. What a fine run. I think you probably surprised some people tonight. That thing was just kind of on a rail, and they just didn't seem to have anything for you.
No, we had, it was a long time coming, I'll tell you what, these guys are superb, you know, you can't beat any of these guys in my crew. Ralph, my father, there's so much hard work that goes into this team, and it seems like we always had a black sheep on our back, but tonight finally it paid off.
Boy, it sure did. I'm telling you, it looked great, and I knew your crew had to be happy, and wow, I know there's a lot of tradition with this Zero car, and nice to put it in victory lane here at the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway. New England Dodge dealers, our sponsor, they have a fine trophy as a be a great reminder of what a tremendous night you had here at the Beech Ridge Motor Speedway.
Just like to congratulate you on behalf of New England Dodge dealers on one heck of a run out there tonight, man. It was like once again speechless as just how well you guys performed tonight, and on behalf of New England Dodge, congratulations.
Thanks a lot. Just thank everybody again. I'd like to say thanks to all my guys. There's so much hard work that's put into this team, and you know, I'm finally happy to bring it here for them.
Fantastic. Hopefully it carries on for your next Friday.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Great night. Okay, thank you. Andy Austin, back to you.
All right, thanks a lot, Bruce. And that's it for Pepsi Victory Lane, and that's also it for tonight's show. So on behalf of the Cusack family and all the staff here at Beech Ridge Motor Speedway, and for Bruce Elder and Dave Sturgis, my name's Andy Austin. Thank you very much for coming. Have a safe drive home, everyone.
A tribute to the Westboro Speedway. Journey back through time with photos, films, and videos. Experience the cars, the stars, the way it was. Through the 50s to the 80s at the High Bank Quarter Mile Speedway. Plus, a look at the 2001 Westboro Speedway reunion. Order now by calling 888-RACE-VIDEO or 603-679-6796. Now you can own a part of racing history. Stars of the Winston Cup Series compete on a local short track. Not just an exhibition, but real wheel-to-wheel, no-holds-barred racing. Dale Earnhardt, Jeff Gordon, Morgan Shepherd, Ernie Irvin, Jeffrey Bodine, Davey Allison, and many more, racing pro stocks against local drivers. To order your VHS copy in hi-fi stereo sound, call toll-free 888-RACE-VIDEO. That's 888-RACE-VIDEO.